welcome back to my channel Because I'm Crafty. My name's Katelyn, and today I'm going to show you guys a few different ways to use embroidery hoops or metal hoops like this for gifting or for home decor, whatever you want to do with it. But I have a few different ideas and things to do with them, so let's get into it. So you may see this giant pile of stuff in front of me. This bag is full of different embroidery hoops. I've got a DIY I'm going to do with this metal hoop, and then I've got all this fabric and lace laid out. So I have a few different things I'm going to show you guys, but I think I'm going to start with this brass ring. It is a 12-inch ring that I got at the dollar store. It was $3, and I'm going to make a lace doily dream catcher style home decor item. And I think this is really cool to personalize and something that you could gift to maybe a teenager in your family or someone of that age, teen, tween. But even I really like this. I'm going to put it in my room. I've picked out colors to match my room, and I just think it's really, really pretty. You can do this with an embroidery hoop as well, and there's many different ways that you can fill the inside. But what I was looking for was a doily to fill the inside. Now a 12-inch in diameter doily was a little bit hard to find, so I actually found this at the Salvation Army, and it is a pillowcase. It was 99 cents, and it is a little bit bigger than my ring, but I'm gonna make it work. And the back has the cover for the pillowcase, but I really thought that the middle doily part was really, really beautiful, so hopefully you guys can see that. It's really detailed and in really good shape, and it's crocheted, which was the type of doily lace that I was looking for. So as you can see when I hold this up, it is a little bit smaller, but with the design of the doily, it kind of follows the kind of inch-in ring of border that it has on it. So I'm just going to follow that and have this kind of on the back as a guide, and I'm just going to kind of hand stitch it in place, which means I'm going to remove the backing that's on it, and it's just top stitched in place, so it's not going to interfere with the actual doily itself. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. I'll move this out of the way so you can kind of see what else I'm doing with it. And then I gathered a bunch of lace, ribbon, pearlized strings to have some falling ribbons at the bottom. So I've got that pearly string there. I've got some pink suede cording. My room's a really light pink, so I kind of went with pink creams and grays. So I've got those laces there. These are from the dollar store, and they are, I think, 1 yard in length each. So that's big enough, and it's the same color as the kind of cream off-white doily. Then I got some white ones as well. I've got some silver and white ribbon, pink and gold ribbon, white ribbon, pink grosgrain. I've got cream and gold, and then two gray silvery ones. So that's kind of my color palette that I'm going with. Of course, you can personalize this however you want, but that's just what I chose. And I got all these things from the dollar store. Some of these things I had in my kind of crafting stash, so you can kind of look around and see what you have to personalize it to what you want. But for now, I'm going to just unpick this and come back and show you how I attach it to this. So I've gotten the doily separated from the pillowcase, and I've also gone ahead and found some cream colored embroidery thread and a needle that's big enough so that I can tack it to the gold ring on the back, because like I said, it is a little bit bigger, about an inch around, than the gold ring. So before I attach it, I want to put on all my little strands and everything that I want. So I'm going to start kind of unraveling a few of them and seeing how much I have, and trying to make some of the strands variegated, I guess, so that some of them are longer than others, shorter than others, so that it's all kind of different lengths around, so there's more variety. So this is the pink suede piece that I have. It looks like it's already in pieces, which is kind of nice. But I think what I'm going to do with a lot of these is cut them double long and then make a loop, put it around the metal loop, and then pull the excess through the strand so that they're all attached. They're not like tied in knots. So I think I'm just going to start doing that, and I'm going to pull this one up a little bit higher than the other. So here's what I've got attached to my very dramatic lacy dream catcher. I think that's enough stuff that I've got on here. That is quite a bit of stuff. And I think it's nice that I chose all different kinds of materials and textures and finishes, so it kind of gives it more of a dramatic look. So now that I have the bottom ring done, now you could honestly leave it like this and just hang it, or you could do some kind of like macrame dream catcher work inside just with some embroidery thread or other ribbons. But like I said, I have this doily and I really would like to put it on top like so, and get all the threads off. I'm just going to attach it so that it's a little bit lower than the outer edge. I'm just going to make sure that it's even all the way around. I can kind of follow the kind of design of the doily to make sure that it's even, just as long as it's spread out like so. And I'm going to take my embroidery thread that's around the same color and grab a few strands. I think I just need one of these for now. I'm going to take my needle, just a regular hand sewing needle, just with a big eye at the top so I can fit this thread through. Oops. And I'm going to sew it with double, so I'm going to bring my two ends together and tie a knot. That way I can create a continuous loop around the hoop and the doily. Like so, and just kind of cut my end off short. And following my edge around, I'm going to come up from the back and make a loop around. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit and hopefully you guys can see what we're doing here. There we go. Now that should hold it pretty well. So I'm just going to go this way underneath, follow my ring, and just go up a little bit further, not too far. So we want it to follow the ring. Okay, so I'm going underneath. Sorry, I gotta go through this middle piece. Kind of hard to show you how to do this exactly because you kind of just need to do it based on how your doily and your ring is. Kind of something like that, just to hold it in place. So where I'm at now, I'm just going to make a final knot so then I can add a new strip and keep going, just because I'm running out of thread here. So I'm just going to kind of go through my loop a few times. And then go through that knot a couple times. That should hold, and then cut my thread away. There we go. So I'm just going to repeat the process around the rest of it. Just might take a little bit of practice until you figure out the best way to attach it. Now if you have an embroidery hoop, then it should fit right into your hoop and you won't have to attach it like this. But if you're doing more of a dream catcher look, you might have to do something like this depending on what you're designing. But as you can see, the way I've done it, you can't even tell that it's attached. There you go, guys. That is the doily kind of dream catcher ribbon home decor thing, wall fashion. I think it turned out really well, and I think this would be really cool for like a baby's room or a baby gift, baby shower. I don't know, you could do this so many different ways and I think it looks so cool. And of course you can do this with an embroidery hoop as well. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Looks awesome. So the next few DIYs with embroidery hoops, I'm going to show you guys how to use some fabric to put up on your wall, especially if you have some sentimental fabric or something that's really important to you. I think putting it in an embroidery hoop is a really great way to preserve it and be able to look at it all the time instead of just having it in your scrap bin. So that's the next one I'm going to show you. So I found these really cool embroidery hoops at my local thrift store, and I like that they're oval, number one, but they've got this really cool kind of wooden look edge on them, and then this really pretty little hoop, and I thought that was so cool. So they had two of that size and then the smaller size that matches. So what I'm going to do is put some of my Katelyn African cotton into a few of these to kind of preserve the little bits that I have left. There's a few here that are kind of sentimental and I just want to keep them and put them up. So this one is actually the very first African cotton I was ever given. This was from my friend Joanne, who kind of got me started and going to Rwanda and getting involved. So this is one of the first ones that she brought back to me, and it was a border print, and I made a really cute skirt and dress out of this. But this is all I have left, so I would really like to preserve a little piece of it. So I just need to decide where I want the piece to come from, and I think I can probably make a little girl's like size skirt out of this part, so I don't really want to take away from that because I think I can still get something special out of it. And I think I'm just going to use the small one because I can feature the kind of basket design in the middle. I could feature the border print, but then I don't get the basket, so I think I'm going to go with getting the basket part. Can I fit it up there? I don't know that there's enough fabric in that edge to catch it. So I think I'll do it right here. And I'm just going to go like this, kind of pop this out. So this is like a bendy, stretchy stuff. It's kind of odd actually. Flip it over and see if that's where I want it. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Very pretty. So I'm just going to go to the outside here and I'm just going to trim around it. I'm going to leave a little bit so I can kind of have an extra to deal with. And you want this to kind of all get tucked away inside, but it's kind of hard to hold it right without doing anything. So I'm just going to make sure that this is in. Feels good. What I'm going to do is take that needle and embroidery thread that I had before, and it should be, I don't think it's quite long enough, so I'm going to grab a new thread. Okay, and I'm going to put a knot in one end. And I'm essentially going to gather the back side of the fabric. So I'm just going to kind of make a knot. Even though this is a pretty thick knot here, I don't want it to come out, so I'm just going to stitch twice in the same spot. And I'm just going to make some big stitches along the edge. Okay, and then when I pull that tight, it'll gather in the middle. So I reached my way all the way around, and I'm just going to pull this tight so it pulls that fabric in as close as I can to the center. And And I will make another knot here where I started. So there's the back with the little hook, and there's the front. So I can just hang it on the wall like so. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the other two larger ones that I have and show you what they look like at the end. Hey you guys, so I've completed all 3 of my embroidery hoops. I'm definitely going to be adding more to this wall, but just so you can see behind me, I'll show you a little bit better this way. Got the purple one. This was the second African cotton I ever had. This one's the first one. And then this one was one that I bought while I was in Rwanda. So I'm super happy with how they turned out. I'll definitely be adding more. Like I said, I have some embroidery hoops that are larger and smaller. I have another kind of plain oval one. I have some really large, kind of regular styled ones. And yeah, I just have the 3 big ones and the little one. So another idea that you can do with these embroidery hoops, like I said, if you have some kind of sentimental fabric, something that's really special to you that you don't want to just throw away, but you kind of keep in your collection, in your scrap bin, or just maybe in your closet, is to put it inside an embroidery hoop like this. I'm thinking like a men's shirt, if it's, you know, your father's or your grandfather's, something really special, your grandmother's favorite blouse, something like that I think would be an amazing gift to give to someone as like a memory type item. And if you have like a larger size like this, maybe you could include the pocket of the shirt on the front and put like a little message inside. I think would be really special. So just think of other ideas other than just like plain fabric to add. But I'm going to show you guys one more way to use embroidery hoops and fabric. So the next thing I'm going to do is put some lace inside of an embroidery hoop. And I think I'm going to use this one for now. Just use the small one because I'm not sure if I want to keep the lace in the large one. It's the 12-inch size as well. But this is just a little oval one, and I'm going to put lace in it so that I can hang some jewelry on it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out and show you guys. So I have this lace here for this embroidery hoop, and I've had it in my stash for a long time and I've never actually used it, but I like it because it has this kind of variegated tone to it. It's got like this light purple area here, and then burgundy, and then light areas. You can kind of see it when it's more bunched together like that. So I've gone ahead and picked a spot for my hoop, and I've already put it in. So I've got a little bit of the purple here and then more of the burgundy down below. So because it's a very transparent fabric, we actually want to cut it as close to the hoop as we can. Whereas like you've seen with the other ones, we cut excess and then we kind of gathered it in. So with this one, I'm going to cut it as close as I can with these first. And then if I need to go back in with some smaller scissors, I can get a bit closer. Get the hoop all inside, and I think I've got it pretty close to the edge. There's a few spots I could trim, but not too bad. Just don't want it to stick out too far so that when we hang it, it's visible, but I think that's pretty good. And this one actually fits pretty like tightly, so I'm not worried about it coming out at all. So I'm just gonna hang this up on the wall in the same spot as one of my other ones and go grab some jewelry, earrings and stuff and show you what that looks like. So as you guys can see, I think this is a super cute way to display some jewelry. If not, and you're a fabric lover like me, I think it looks really cute just on its own to display on the wall like I have with my Katelyn fabric. But I think this is so cute, and I think I might take this one upstairs and put it in my room because it'll match well and it's really pretty. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. If there's anything you've done with embroidery hoops or something that you do after watching this video, make sure to tag me on Instagram with the hashtag #BecauseI'mCrafty. I would love to see your makes. I have a few more DIY videos coming for the holiday season, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. And I hope you guys have a fabulous week. See you next time, crafters. Bye!